She was born blind. Her optic nerves destroyed at birth. For 45 years she had never seen light, color, or a single human face. Then, on an operating table, her heart stopped. And for the first time in her life, she saw. This isn't a story about faith. It's about evidence. Documented, verified, published in the world's top medical journals. Evidence that something happens at the edge of death that science cannot explain. To understand why this matters, start with a stranger question. Why does the universe obey numbers? Speed of light, exact. The number of bones in your body, exact. The same for letters of DNA in every living thing. The universe is written in mathematics so precise that physicists call it unreasonable. Reality is this finely ordered, then consciousness itself isn't an accident. So here's the question that haunts science. When the body stops, where does awareness go? Here lies the deepest mystery in all of science. Why is there a you watching from inside? Why doesn't your brain just process the world in the dark, like a calculator? No one has answered this. Not even close. Leaves two possibilities. Either the brain creates consciousness, or consciousness came first, and the brain merely receives it, like a radio tuning a signal. Everything depends on which is true. Some of the greatest minds suspect the second. Nobel physicist Roger Penrose believes consciousness arises from quantum processes we barely understand. Ancient India said it plainly. Awareness is not made by the world. The world appears within awareness. Physically dead means no heartbeat, no breath, a flat line on the brain monitor. By every law of biology, there should be nothing. No thought, no experience. Darkness. Yet, thousands of people, across every culture on Earth, report the exact same thing. Float above their own bodies. They move through a tunnel toward a warm, overwhelming light. They watch their entire life replay, feeling every moment they ever caused another person. Christian in America. A Hindu in India. An atheist in England. A child too young to know religion. The same sequence. Every time. These were just dreams shaped by culture, they would differ. They don't. Which brings us to the cases that broke the skeptics. Pam Reynolds. A musician with a brain aneurysm so deep, surgeons had to kill her to save her. Dropped her body to 60 degrees. Drained the blood from her brain. Taped her eyes shut. Her brain monitor went completely flat. She was, by every measure, dead. From above, she watched. She described the bone saw, said it looked like an electric toothbrush. She repeated a conversation the surgeons had. Every detail, later confirmed. With zero brain activity, Pam could see before. The cases that truly cannot be explained are the blind. Blind since birth. No visual memory. No concept of color. During cardiac arrest, she rose above her body and saw her own wedding ring. Her own hair. The nurses working on her. Words. I knew it was me. But I could not figure out how I was seeing. A brain that never processed an image, producing accurate sight. And there is Brad Bates. Blind since the age of 2. During his near-death experience, he saw his deceased father. His face. His clothing. His expression. Family members confirmed the details were accurate. This is why the blind cases end the debate. A brain that has never processed a single image has nothing to invent from. Nothing to hallucinate. There is no stored picture. Yet they see, accurately, the verified physical world. A skeptic named Kenneth Ring set out to debunk this. He studied 31 blind people. 80% reported vision. He came back unable to dismiss it. Then the science got serious. Dr. Pim van Lommel tracked 344 cardiac patients, published in the Lancet, one of the most respected journals on Earth. His finding: the experiences were real, stable for decades, and impossible to explain by a dying brain. His conclusion shook medicine. Consciousness may not need the brain at all. Then Dr. Sam Parnia designed a test. He hid images on high shelves in hospital wards, visible only from the ceiling. If patients truly float above their bodies, some should be able to see them. One man described leaving his body and watching his own resuscitation in accurate detail. The equipment. The staff. Their exact actions. All verified. All during cardiac arrest. In Seattle, a woman named Maria left her body during cardiac arrest and saw a single tennis shoe on a third-floor window ledge, impossible to see from her bed. A nurse later found it, exactly where she described. But the strangest evidence comes not from the dying. It comes from children. At the University of Virginia, researchers have documented over 2,500 children who appear to remember previous lives. Aged just 2 to 5, they name former families, towns, occupations, even how they died. Investigated. Confirmed. Matching real people who were already dead before the child was born. And some carry birthmarks, precisely where the previous person was fatally wounded. Dr. Ian Stevenson documented over 200 such cases across 40 years of rigorous research. The skeptics fought back. A flood of brain chemicals. Oxygen starvation. False memories. Each explanation, reasonable. Each one, broken by the same wall. They point to DMT, a psychedelic released by the dying brain. It may explain the beauty of the vision. It cannot explain a woman blind from birth accurately describing the room around her. And the timeline shatters them. Pam Reynolds saw the bone saw before the surgery began. Before any chemical. Before any recovery. During total, confirmed silence in the brain. None of them explain how a brain with no activity sees verified detail. None explain how the blind see color they've never known. There is no mechanism. None. And every ancient tradition saw this coming. The Tibetan Book of the Dead described the tunnel, the light, the life review, more than 1,000 years ago. India's Vedanta said it first. The wave does not die. It returns to the ocean. The drop was never separate from the sea. But here is the humbling truth. We may never fully prove it. Because we study everything using the brain, and here we are trying to look beyond the brain itself. It is like trying to see your own eyes without a mirror. And no one has ever returned from final, irreversible death to tell us what truly waits. Yet the most haunting evidence isn't what they saw. It's what they became. Even hardened atheists came back and never feared death again. The change is immediate and permanent. It happens to children. It happens to lifelong skeptics. And almost everyone returns saying the same impossible thing. That love is not merely an emotion. It is the fabric of reality. The universe is ordered. Mathematics describes it perfectly. Consciousness arose from it. And at the very edge of death, consciousness does something our finest theories cannot explain. Energy never disappears. It only transforms. The atoms in your body were once inside stars and will outlast you by billions of years. Whether your awareness follows the same law, science cannot yet say. But the evidence demands we finally ask. The day science begins to study non-physical phenomena, it will make more progress in 1 decade than in all the previous centuries of its existence. Nikola Tesla. Over 50 years of research. Thousands of cases. Scientists who set out to debunk it, and couldn't. The evidence is not proof. But it is something. Something that refuses to be ignored.